So I'm about to head down into there, the engine compartment, to do a little bit of cutting with this guy right here. An angle grinder with this new blade we just got for it. It's a diamond cutting blade. It should be good for cutting the diesel tank as well as the fiberglass around it. So we'll see. I got myself a full Tyvek suit because it's going to be really dusty down there with fiberglass dust and everything. So I'm going to be wearing a respirator and goggles.
So as you can see, it got a bit smoky in here from Jordan cutting through the fiberglass and plywood. So we had to take the battery out of the smoke detector because that started going off.
I cannot believe how hard this is to get out. It looks like it's still glassed with one piece I didn't see, but it's impossible to get to. So that's good. That looks like it's free. The wet stuff is diesel.
Yeah, but the black stuff.
Yeah, it's oil. Dirty oil. There's a crazy amount of sludge on the bottom of the diesel tank, so, you know, if we weren't doing this, I would have had to have definitely gotten the diesel tank clean.
This removal so far has been the most annoying job, most uncomfortable job on this boat so far. So glad to be getting rid of this and never having to deal with diesel again on this boat.
Be so careful.
What's the worst that can happen? I fall.
But did you die? Oh my god, please don't do that. I was kidding about the did you die.
That was the closest I've ever come to busting my ass on this ladder. I did scrape myself a little bit.
Oh, yeah, let's put some alcohol in that. Okay, and I didn't just not move because I'm a jerk. I'm trapped in here, so.
Yeah, she's kind of trapped in the companionway. She really couldn't help me. This is one of those times that I kind of want to say that we don't make how-to videos.
Yes.
We make documentaries. Basically, you're watching an idiot try to do a bunch of stuff on a boat. We're not professionals.
Yeah.
You got a wasp on you.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's got to get moved. Put the camera down. Alrighty guys, so that is now our new aft cabin. I mean, compartment. Now there's no diesel tank in there. There's no diesel. It is huge. Can't wait to get it clean.
So as you can see, it's pretty big down here. I'm almost 6 feet tall, and I can put my hand all the way back. My feet are all the way at the front of the compartment, and I can't even touch this bulkhead right here. And beyond this bulkhead is actually another 4 feet to the transom, and we're going to be opening that up a little bit as well. So we're going to rethink this entire area and just have a ton of storage space, and we're not going to have that big diesel and the huge diesel tank and all the plumbing taking up all that space anymore. The new electric motor is going to be much smaller, much slimmer. All the batteries are going to be a lot more compact and in a pretty intuitive location, and we're just mainly going to do it a little bit better. The biggest thing that I don't like about the Endeavor 32 and the way that it's set up, at least the way ours is set up, is the port side aft locker doesn't go all the way down into this big area. The diesel tank blocked it. It was completely inaccessible, and this whole area that I'm pointing at right now, it's about maybe 15 or so cubic feet, at least just from looking at it, that was completely inaccessible and completely unusable. So I think we can do that a little bit better. Now that it's wide open, I'm just going to continue to remove some stuff and go from there. If we remove anything structural, we'll be sure to replace that part or like build in a structural component that did the exact same thing, just a little bit different.
So yesterday we cleaned the bilge, and that was a very glamorous job, as you can imagine, but now we are completing Operation Dry Bilge. So we're trying to get our bilge as dry as possible. So we did that yesterday, we dried it out, we cleaned it, looked really good, and then we got a really heavy rain last night and just a little bit of water got in the bilge. So we're just fixing up all the things we know leak a little bit, so hopefully we can keep that bilge as dry as possible. So what we're doing now is actually sealing the glass. We're sealing it on the inside and the outside. We're using this Boat Life Seal. It's a combination polyurethane and silicone sealant. We used it on Somnium and we actually really liked it. The sealant we put on the windows there sealed them up pretty well for 2 years and never had any leaks after we initially put it on. So we really like this stuff, and it's clear. We can kind of caulk the seams with it, and it's not really very noticeable.
So the port lights are now all sealed up. We put the bead of silicone on the inside and the outside of the panes of glass. And now Jordan is working on sealing up any remaining holes in the deck. What else did you fill in?
Everything.
Everything. All the old stanchion bases, I assume?
Yeah, so the thing is, like, we got a lot of holes in our deck right now, and none of the holes that go through the deck are through any of the coring material, which is good. But if they leak, it's kind of just a little bit annoying. But now that we're going for a dry bilge at all times, I want a little bit better of a seal than just the painter's tape we put over those holes. So I'm going by all the holes, like right here, and just dabbing it with this Life Seal, and that'll seal them for the time being. We don't have the hardware yet to put back in here. We don't have all the stanchions, so this is just something to make the boat watertight while we work on the interior and paint the bilges and not have to worry about rain coming in and ruining wet paint. So,
and it's easy enough to remove when we do get in that hardware. The other thing that Jordan did today was replace the traveler. There's 15 holes, 13 along the traveler and 2 on the end caps that stop the car. So that put a lot of water in the boat, so we wanted to get that put back on. We are also noticing that the water here is particularly yellow, and the kiwi grip is seeming to retain that yellow coloring from the water from whenever we wash it, because we just pulled up some painter's tape here, and you can notice there's a stark difference in color from this white to this almost cream color.
the water here, it's non-potable water. Put it in a white bucket, it looks like pee. It's very easy to recoat kiwi grip, so all you need to do is basically just give it a really good washing, and then you can recoat right over it. So before we get cruising and we have access to, you know, some good potable water, we're gonna give everything a really good washing and do another coat, and it'll be bright white again. It's just kind of annoying because we just did this, and it looked so good.
It looked so good.
And not to say that it doesn't still look good. I mean, this is pretty dirty, and a lot of this is dirt, and it'll come off, but I still think it is kind of stained.
Yeah, retaining that yellow.
So it is what it is. Just kind of curious. So if you have white kiwi grip on your boat, I mean, did it stay really white, or did it kind of turn off white after a while? Let me know in the comments. What's up, guys? So as you can see, I just popped out this whole area here with the jigsaw. Now, next thing we're going to be doing is cutting this right here. And now what this leads to is the cockpit. So as soon as I open this up, I'm going to be able to get down here from the cockpit. So essentially I'm making this side a giant cockpit locker. It's going to be awesome. The cockpit locker on the starboard side is huge, and we're basically matching that with the port side here. We just got to make a few modifications. That, some dusty work.
Alrighty, so at this point we decided that it just made sense to get the steering out of the way. So Jordan's working on the nuts beneath the steering.
We're going to keep the pedestal, obviously, but our plan is to pull the pedestal and service and replace anything that needs to be replaced. Obviously, you can see this backing plate. There's really not much left of it. It is so dang corroded. So that's something that obviously needs to be replaced, but we're going to pull, service, clean up, do whatever we can to basically make this pedestal like new again. For once, it looks like we're actually going to be able to remove something without destroying it.
So Jordan has already removed one steering cable from one side. He's removing the other steering cable, and he kind of has to work it out of that wheel. Now that wheel, it directly turns the rudder stop.
I realized that the hole that this has to go through to actually to pull the whole pedestal, which is what we're gonna do, this actually won't fit in. Ow!
What just happened?
I just got stabbed by a broken.
Whoa.
So you know what? I guess it's a good thing we're replacing this.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that. But that's not good.
No.
So, I have a tetanus shot, so we're good. But yeah. So I'm glad we're removing this.
Wow.
So I don't have a problem cutting this wire anymore.
Nope. That's what he was feeling bad that he was going to have to cut it, but it just stabbed him, so I doubt you feel bad at cutting it anymore. How heavy is that, you think? I don't know. It's hard to tell right now, but... Whoa! Alright, now you gotta, like, walk it off.
It feels less like a boat when it doesn't have a helm.
No!
But it is what it is.
I was more like, I thought you would say something about being excited that we didn't have to. Well, I guess we did have to take it apart. We had to cut the cables. Man, we can't get anything off this boat without cutting it.
We had to replace the cable anyway because it was already breaking.
I'd still say that's a victory.
It's a victory. What's up, guys? So today we are going to be painting our aft cabin right here. So we're going to be painting all of that engine compartment. Randy's actually already in there. You might be able to see her foot. She's taping off some stuff. So we've got this entire area, everything cut out, sanded, cleaned. It is just that dirty. We did scrub it twice with bilge cleaner, but everything's sanded and cleaned and ready for paint. So this is what our quarter berth looks like right now. Now, if you're familiar with the Endeavor 32, all there is normally is like a little access door right here. We open this wide up. This was closed off. We cut out, grinded out all that fiberglass, so now you can access the old quarter berth from the cockpit. So that when we put a bulkhead here, you'll still have access through the cockpit. Now this is what it looks like with 2 coats of bilge coat. Looks pretty good, certainly not perfect, but the surface wasn't perfect to begin with, so we were just going for making it look a lot cleaner than it was, and we were certainly successful with that. Motor, it's going to go right here. Batteries are going to go right here. I have to build a platform for the batteries next.
I've got it right and I got it wrong, but I learned my lesson hanging on. Come sit here with me by the fire and let it